Here's the 5 most dangerous land animals on every continent. Here are the 5 most dangerous animals in Africa. Imagine being run over by a Honda Civic that has horns and you would have this walking temper tantrum. Kinda like a 2-year-old with 4 legs trapped in a giant leather armor SWAT truck. These emotionally unstable tanks with legs are half blind, but they can smell you coming a long way off. If you're dumb enough to push the safe zone, you better have an escape plan, or you either be flying 20 feet in the air or feeling like you've been run over, well, by a tank. And to make them even more aggressive, if you ever come across these leather tanks and they have a baby with them, don't think you're gonna outrun them. They can chase you down at 35 miles an hour, which means you better be able to run faster than Usain Bolt. Here's a quick fun fact. A group of rhinos is also called a crash, so let that sink in. If you see these oversized cows on steroids while you're on that once-in-a-lifetime safari trip, you better move along quickly, or this trip is gonna end up being the end of your lifetime. They don't look that dangerous at first because they just stare at you, but that is a death stare that's telling you, mess around and find out. Even still, hunters decide to mess around and they most certainly find out. Once injured, the Cape buffalo becomes even more aggressive. If an injured Cape buffalo does escape, just know they have very good memory, so that when the hunter returns the next day looking for their next target, just know that Cape buffalo returns as well, and they're out for revenge. Even lions don't mess with these oversized cows on steroids. If you think this is cute, just know they don't think you're cute at all. This leather bulldozer can chase you down at 25 miles an hour. At 8,000 pounds of oversized meatball with a temper tantrum, they typically leave their victims, humans who decide to tempt fate by getting in their way, unalive. With 2 tusks that can rip you to shreds, you don't stand a chance. And if those 2 swords don't send you to the obituary section of the newspaper, that 5th leg coming down from his face is enough to wish you were. Imagine being strangled by an anaconda, only attached to something that can also step on you at the same time, repeatedly. This video is about a dude who decided to cross the Nile River. Yep, that's pretty much it, because if you're that dude, you're gone. The Nile crocodile is the leather assassin waiting for you to slip up, no pun intended. 300 people meet their fate each year from these floating logs of death. They wait in the water hoping to catch, well, whatever to eat, even if it's a smaller crocodile. But humans get snatched up when trying to get water or just cross the river. Man, I gotta work on my puns. This is where I should tell you that this flying baby vampire would be the #1 creator of the undead in Africa. But well, frankly, I just hate these things. While I respect their appetite for human flesh because that's just how they live, I just hate them. So yeah, you probably already know, but apparently 3,000 people each year still decide to test nature and compete for the Darwin of the Year award. These underwater murder donkeys are highly aggressive and a surprisingly very agile beast, running at about 18 miles an hour on land and 5 miles an hour in the water. Their mouths open as wide as a Karen screaming at fast food workers. In fact, a hippo swallowed a kid in Nigeria, but luckily the hippo spit him out. The kid is so lucky the hippo didn't try to bite him, since their bite is actually 3 times stronger than a lion's bite, except with 20-inch long teeth. Look, there's a reason that crocodiles stay away from adult hippos. They can actually tear a crocodile in half. They also kind of look like crocodiles in the water with their eyes and nose poking out while the rest of their meatball body's floating. Kind of like the creepy old man at a public pool. But they're looking for anything that comes around them so they can remove it from their territory. And they won't hesitate to instantly remove you from the planet. So why tempt fate? 5 most dangerous land animals in South America. Giant river otters can grow 6 feet long, and they even gang up on caimans and tear apart anacondas. They aren't afraid to chase off jaguars either. They are also called the river wolf because they are one of the top predators in South America. They live in attacking groups just like wolves. They don't want anything to do with humans, so don't test them. Just don't. Here's a river otter eating a caiman. Here's a river otter eating an anaconda. I think you get the idea. Would you want to walk across flaming charcoal with a 3-inch nail embedded in your foot? Then pray you never get bitten by a bullet ant. It's rated as the highest sting on the sting pain index. Many people claim the pain is the same as being shot, hence the name bullet ant. Whoever these people are might want to rethink their life choices though. If you don't have arachnophobia, you will now. The Brazilian wandering spider has been named the world's most venomous spider in the Guinness Book of World Records, not just once, but multiple times. What makes them really bad is that when you confront these spiders, they don't wander. They stand their ground and actually throw up their fists. In fact, they quite enjoy throwing hands with you. The venom from the wandering spider is so bad that you actually need a dangerous wild pet license to keep it as a pet. And if you choose to do that, then you probably should be bitten just to inject some sense into you. Like all leather assassin logs, the black caiman is notorious for eating anything that crosses their path. They typically hunt at night, but their dark color keeps them camouflaged during the day. By the time their prey sees their eyes, it's too late. The only good thing is they can be smaller than a crocodile or alligator, but if you get too close, they will still enjoy having you for brunch. They run super fast, jump super high, swim super quick, and weigh 250 pounds. Kind of like a college football Heisman Trophy winner. These are the apex predators of the South America jungle with the crushing power in their mouth to crack open turtle shells like you would crack open a peanut shell. They have a stronger bite force than a lion, tiger, and bear. Oh my. The name jaguar actually means he who kills with one leap. Basically, if you meet a jaguar, you better hope there are metal bars on the other side. And like most big cats, they are beautiful, but they don't purr. Instead, these spotted Heisman Trophy winners of the jungle sound like this. 5 most dangerous land animals in North America. These cougars will hunt you down in a while. No, not that kind. This kind. Also called the mountain lion, panther, puma, catamount, or sneaky bloodthirsty. Wait. Different kind, my bad. But if you live anywhere in North America, you might just see one. And if you do this.
Hey!
Not this.
Wait, I'm not gonna promise, I'm not gonna bite you. I'm going away.
These beasts can take down a wild animal in a matter of seconds. And the worst part is their roar, because they can't roar. They scream like a teenage boy that just lost access to Fortnite for a week. Listen. The polar bear is the largest land predator on planet Earth that can smell you over a mile away and weighs the same as 10 men. As humans invade their habitats, their food source is slowly dwindling, which means forcing them to move closer to humans. And they don't have a problem with hunting you down. Polar bears are much more aggressive than grizzlies. And if that isn't scary enough, there are actually hybrids of polar bears and grizzly bears. They're called grizzly bears or pizzly bears. Either way, stay away or you'll taste very good to them. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, bad joke. These antler jockeys are considered one of the most dangerous animals in North America, and I'm not even joking. They kill more people than homicidal bears by running in front of cars. Or maybe it's cars running in front of them, depending on the point of view. Whatever way you look at it, this is what happens when nature and humans cross paths. If deer don't scare you, this should. Moose kill more people than bears and wolves combined. They become aggressive when harassed, hungry, tired, or when someone gets too close. Basically a giant walking roid rage with horns. You should avoid moose at all costs. Although, many people do decide to become a white line on the sidewalk each year, tempting fate. So don't tempt fate when you come across the moosaya. I really need to work on my jokes. What do you do when your best friend bites you? Some of you bite them back. Don't lie. But that's not the best friend I'm talking about. About 4.7 million people each year are bitten by dogs. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not hating on dogs, but the dog's original purpose was for hunting, guarding, attacking, and hurting. Their entire structure is made for biting in the flesh and breaking bones. Now y'all dress them up in bougie clothes and stick them in your purses. I'd bite you too. Speaking of dogs, this is what I think is the most dangerous dog in the US. This is the devil's lap dog. 5 most dangerous animals in Antarctica. Even though many people don't really live in Antarctica, doesn't mean it isn't less dangerous. Everything in Antarctica is designed to survive extreme temperatures and conditions, which means nothing fears you, especially skuas. They don't really have any predators, and in fact, they think they are the top predator. If you encounter them, they scream as loud as they can, repeatedly attacking you with their sharp claws until you leave. Kind of like if you were to stand outside by the waiting line at a Taylor Swift concert holding up the last 2 tickets. You'll likely survive both events, but wish you hadn't. A giant petrel is a highly aggressive and nasty bird with a 7-foot wingspan. I say nasty because if you get too close, they will shoot acid vomit at you, which is strong enough to blind you, which is why they're called stinkers. These 4,000-pound blubber bullies don't want you near them, so keep your distance. They kind of just like to chill on the beach looking all cute, but get too close and they'll bite you with a bacteria-filled mouth that can make you super sick. Or even worse, just roll over and crush you. Reminds me of someone I know. Nah, I better not go there, I'll get canceled. This 12-foot-long, 1,300-pound murder puppy has the ability to kill just about anything in the water. They are built like rubber submarines and swim at about 23 miles an hour. They have also been known to hunt penguins just for fun, and yeah, they do hunt people. They bite holes in inflatable boats to sink them. Leopard seals are one of the most feared predators in the ice island. I tried not to include water animals in the list, but I kinda didn't have a choice here. Mainly because these whales now live up to their name. You see, killer whales have started sinking boats. There's this female orca named Gladys who had a traumatic and painful encounter with a boat. She started teaching the other killer whales how to team up and ram into boats. The younger orca struck the boats from the back, while the larger one struck the boat from the side. Honestly though, this isn't surprising, since they have also been seen attacking whales. Killer whales are also called the wolves of the sea. 5 most dangerous land animals in Europe. This insect has no tusks, no fangs, or venom of any kind, but they can still mess you up like a toothless zombie. These nasty little bloodsuckers do just that. The real problem is they carry diseases that are highly contagious and deadly. Not to mention the fact they lay thousands of eggs, creating a tick zombie horde to dwindle down the human population. Wolf attacks are rare, but they do happen. More dangerous than wolves are wolf dogs. I know it sounds like something out of a horror movie, but these hybrids pose a serious threat to the ecosystem and people. They have become such a problem that some countries have ordered that they be erased from the population when they are spotted. It's pretty brutal, but this is what happens when humans decide to try and play God by mixing species. The biggest threat wolf dogs pose, though, is to actual wolves. The third most dangerous animal in Europe is... Oh wait, my bad. Let's try to keep it to furry things with teeth. Oh. No, not those. Yeah, that's it. The second largest bear in the world is the European bear, aka the grizzly bear. Their name literally means horrible. At 8,000 feet and 1,000 pounds, they literally eat anything and everything. Yep, it's always snakes, and Europe has 11 species of venomous snakes. Here they are: the Iberian false smooth snake, the adder, the asp, the western Montpelier snake, the cat snake, 5 types of vipers, which include the worst of all, the horn-nosed viper. Imagine telling your friends you got attacked by walking bacon and lived to tell the story. Yeah, they might laugh at you, but you won't be if you come across a wild boar in mating season. Those tusks are like sharp daggers, and they are not afraid to slice open your inner thighs like slicing into a piece of pork. They attack you, then circle back to see if you're still standing, and if you are, they come back for seconds. Wild boars are wreaking havoc across Europe, causing major damage to property in the millions of dollars, and not to mention they carry all sorts of diseases. And if that isn't bad enough, they try to play who is the head hog with cars causing traffic injuries and even deaths. 5 most dangerous land animals in Asia. These 4-legged tractors are highly aggressive, and their only enemies on land are the tiger and lion. If you aren't wearing stripes, I suggest you try to avoid them at all costs. And even lions are regularly tossed in the air like a ragdoll by these trigger cows on steroids. At 2,000 pounds, 10 feet, and speeds up to 30 miles an hour, these beasts are fast and furious. In fact, I hear Fast and Furious Part 35 will feature water buffaloes. Yet we're back to snakes, and India has what they call the Big Four. The Russell's viper is the most dangerous and responsible for 43% of the snake bites in India. The common krait has a powerful neurotoxin that can paralyze you, and once it's taken effect, you can't reverse it. The cobra kills about 15,000 people each year. The venom of the soft-scaled viper is 5 times worse than the cobras, and it breaks down your blood vessels, which cause you to bleed from everywhere, including your brain. These are the second largest land animals on Earth, right behind the African elephant. And just like their cousins, they will add you to the obit section in the newspaper. If you catch a bull male elephant in his mush cycle when testosterone levels are off the chart like a freshman frat boy, you will be turned to mush. This name is deceiving. The sloth bear sounds like a slow, cuddly, and friendly name, but is far from it. With claws like sickles, they are highly aggressive towards humans and have been known to munch on people for hours. If you want to refrain from being a box of crunch and munch, then avoid them at all costs. They are not often hunted by any other animals, except for the tiger. Which brings us to number 1. The Bengal tigers are massive cats, and just like cats, they are vengeful. Do them dirty and they will spend their days hunting you down. They are expert assassins with stealth-like abilities. And just like ninjas, you won't see them coming. But the good news here is that they don't want to eat you, just remove you from the census. The most dangerous land animals in Australia. It's kind of shocking that Australia is so dangerous that at the bottom of the list is this massive 17-foot, 2,000-pound beast. Saltwater crocodiles, aka salties, have the strongest bite of any creature ever measured on planet Earth, which means more than sharks, bears, and lions. The crazy thing is they only kill about 1 person a year in Australia. And if you are that unlucky person of the year, you'll be in an afterlife regretting why you never played the lottery. These dudes look like they just got out of prison but skipped leg day. And yeah, they look funny, but you won't be laughing if they decide to throw hands with you. But more like Andrew Tate and start kicking you too. If that isn't bad enough, they will chase you down in the water while they wait for you to drown. If you ever decide to feed a kangaroo, they will revert to that prison lifestyle and will start demanding food from you. These skunk-looking birds are known to attack humans by swooping down like a black Air Force. What makes it worse is that if you fight back or irritate them, they remember your face for 5 years. They are known to pick out your eyeballs. Yes, this is a horror movie, but more of a personal one for you. That relaxing day at the pool can quickly turn into a day at the ER. Funnel web spiders are known to fall into swimming pools where they can live underwater for several hours. They have one of the most toxic venoms of any spiders that attacks the nervous system. The eastern brown snake accounts for 60% of all snake bites in Australia. What makes them so deadly is the fact that the bite isn't that painful, and by the time you know it, you could experience paralysis, bleeding, or even being removed from Australia's voting records. And even worse, half the bites occur at home. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like this. DMs are always open. animals in the ocean. And after you learn about these, if you didn't fear the ocean before, you're to smite by the end of this video.